help at all. Okay, let's move into thing number 2.
Oh crap. Okay.
Yep, thing number 2. We're going to learn about the mini pineapple ruler.
Oh, we gotta go this way.
Okay.
Shoot, how much charge have we got on my computer? 27. That should be sufficient.
It's okay. I'll grab it when we're done.
I need to iron.
We're going to move over to the demo table.
And wait, funny story about this. I actually did this demo on our YouTube channel. So if you want to watch back, how many? 3 years? 2018?
Mm-hmm.
Is that 3 years ago?
And so if you type in on YouTube pineapple ruler, will it pull up?
If you did my girlfriend's quilt shop and like mini pineapple or something.
Okay.
And I have like long dark brown hair and a really skinny face.
She says that, but it looks pretty skinny right now, if you ask me.
I miss being 37. 38.
I liked it when I was 19. I was skinny then. Okay, so we're going to head on over.
Yep. Come on over.
Yeah, I'm walking backwards.
I have the ruler. I need a rotary cutter, and I hate the one that Chris has, so I'll be right back.
All right, this is better because then we have a really cute quilt in the background. I don't like seeing all the other stuff in the background, so all righty. Yeah, so we're using a different program, and I really, really love it. Betty Joe. If you were 58 hat and gray. You know, I'm actually really surprised that I haven't grayed yet. So
Sorry.
I'm really okay.
I had to steal this off of Jamin's thing, and they're all laughing because apparently he just took it.
Sherry Woolley says that it's hello here.
How do you work
I'm
this?
in Kingman, Arizona. Hell.
Ugh.
What was the joke that you were hearing before?
It wasn't me. It was Sandra.
It was Sandra.
It's so hot here. I better be good because I don't want to go to hell.
I got to change my
I
ways.
hate the heat.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay, good, Jeanette. I was really trying hard. Okay. And, hey, Lynn, we are going to...
Linda is asking if we can see comments. Yes, but we have to click back and forth on them.
We do have to click back and forth. So
if we miss something, we're going to try and go back and read.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Let's do thing number 2.
Thing number 2. This is one of my favorite little tools. Oh, and I forgot to find the image on Pinterest that inspired me to make this. So I've got some step outs here. I taught this class a few years ago. But look how cute my little mini pineapple blocks are. And what I love about these creative grid rulers is they come with instructions on how to cut it and how to make the block. And it also has a little QR code. So if you like get your camera. Oh, my flashlight's on. If you get your camera or your phone, this is a phone, not a camera. It's both. Go to your camera setting. I'm going to help you ladies here that might take this, put your camera, and it's going to actually take that little, it's going to take a shot of that thing and it links to the internet. And I got to be smarter. It takes me right to how to use the ruler. So that's the first thing that's great about these. And then they also come with an insert that gives you cutting instructions and how to follow along. I have lost this 3 times. So when you buy it, make a copy.
That's a good idea.
File it somewhere safe. Because otherwise you won't know where you want to go. Oh, yeah. Are you going to try and find it? It would be on my board from a long time ago. Okay. So 2 things to note is your center block, if you're doing the mini, needs to be 1.5 inches. Your strips are 1.25 inches. And it tells you that right here on this ruler. So cut strips at least 1.25 inch wide. You're going to trim them down. So but I like to be pretty accurate. And then cut 1.5 for your center. So what I've done on this block is kind of done in every other one thing. Let me show. So I've done blue, white, blue, tan, blue, tan, blue, tan, blue. If you want to, you can actually lay it out. So all of these are pinks and all of these are oranges and all of these are whatever. Like you get to decide what you want to do here. And then I've also done some lighter blocks and I've alternated with the whites and the tans and the different shades of blue. I don't know if you're going to find it. It was from so long ago, like 3 years. So you start with your 1.5 inches. And then you're going to sew. You'll need your first your first block needs to be at least 1.5 inches. And you can cut these precisely, or I'm going to show you how I roll, which is just whatever. So, but they do need to be long enough to cover your 1/4 inch. No, it's actually navy and tan.
Okay.
Is what you're looking for. So, sorry, I sound like a drunken sailor over here. This piece has to be as big as your block. So you need to cut this at least 1.5 inches. You can cut it bigger, you'll just cut it down later. So you sew, let me get 2 tan strips here. So I've got my 1.5 inch block right here. And I probably should have ironed it. And then this is how I roll. I gotta do this so I can cut. There we go. And this, you don't have to be super fussy because that's what's great about these rulers. So I'm going to sew that. And then I'm also going to get one here. Come on. And sew that. And then we're going to press it open and you'll have a 1/4 inch seam. And then you'll get your next piece. And it needs to cover, I generally try to cover as much from there to there. And then I'll just cut. So I've done this already. So I sewed my first 2 on, opened it. And it just needs to go past a 1/4 inch from your block. Okay, so this is pressed open, and then this is where it gets fun. It's kind of like a round robin. So on here, you're going to do round 1. Wait, round 1, round 2. And then rounds 3 are right here. And then I think round 4 is right there. Round 5 is here. Round 6 is there. Round 7 is there. Round 8, round 10. So this will make more sense in just a sec. Oh, where did my rotating mat go? Haha.
You know, I've never done this before.
You've never done this before?
No, I'm learning with you.
I should really.
Do you want this on?
Yeah, will you plug the iron in for me? Thank you. So very important, you're going to find your center block, and it's the white one. And what's nice is you've got little dotted lines here that kind of keep it. But you're going to put that right in the center there. And I'm going to press this because it just will look better pressed. So 1 second. Okay, pressed. Now it's a little more workable. So we're going to stick that white box right in the center there. And I'm going to use these dotted lines right here and the solid line to just make sure, in case I didn't sew quite straight, that this is going on my seam or my corner points, and that's going right through the middle. And then I'm just going to cut this off. I need a sharper blade. And then I'm going to rotate it and do it again. And I love these Sue Daily mats for this. They
really are awesome.
I wish that they were self-healing. That is my only wish, but I'll put up with it because I love how well they spin. Okay, so there is round 1 done, and I've also done it here, but I had to show you what I was doing. So next, I've done blue and then tan, so I'm going to do another blue. And I've already cut all these. They're all 1.5 inches. And I'll just quickly, yeah, I don't know how long ago it was. Carolee is trying to find my saved. So I'm going to sew, press it open, and then I'm going to sew on the other end. And hang on 1 sec, I gotta, by the magic of, help me out here, kid.
Like, I was actually going to see if I could get my camera on so that I can film it a little bit more like, you know.
Yeah. Sorry, Kyle's got this machine weird. Don't do that. So I'm just going to sew a 1/4 inch seam.
And then this is on the other side, right?
Yep. And what's nice is you're just going to press all these open. Scissors. Thank goodness. Struggling. Hi.
I want to take off the comment.
Oh. Yeah, will you remove that comment?
Of all the ones to stay on,
What does it say?
It's talking about Arizona and how dang hot it is.
Okay.
Heidi. Okay.
Okay, and then I'm gonna just put that there and whack. And whack, kind of. You really didn't even need to whack that. And then we're gonna sew on either side. Sorry, this is kind of, we need this machine shoved this way a little bit so you can get, I mean, this isn't that exciting. We're just sewing a 1/4 inch seam here. Okay, and I'm going to press this open and we're going to do round 2. I want to get to round 3 because that's where it gets a little tricky. Okay, so we've got round 2. I'm going to come over here. Yeah, Tana's saying these rulers always look so complicated, and then you see a demo and it's like, wow, we can do this. So my round 1 was here. Round 2 is right here, and we're going to stick this same one in the block. Like that. And again, you've got your center lines and your 2 dotted lines. And what's nice about this one is you can actually make 2 chunks without having to
Rotate. Oh, actually, you did rotate. I get you.
did.
I get you.
Now, don't be alarmed because it looks like I've missed the thing, but that's going to get covered up here in a sec. So this is how I know where I am. I start 1, 2, 3. So I got to do round 4, which is this step right here. I might not have gotten that quite right. Anyway,
They never really know.
we're going to do a tan. This is kind of a long demo, but
Well, it's because you're going to go through the steps to keep us straight.
hopefully, right?
So you don't have to cut it right to the edge. You're just cutting off a piece that's because it's going to get trimmed up, right?
Yep. I think your second piece needs to get a little bit bigger, but they all get kind of, you really only end up with about this much, this little tiny square in each block. It gets bigger as you go, but if it's not completely perfect, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to sew these on.
Well, I love how the ruler gets you these like perfect, the point is perfect in the corner there.
As long as you sew straight. I'm kind of a little nervous about this one.
I'm calling it the ruler and it's just Jenny. Jenny can make it so straight and
No,
perfect.
because this one's crooked that I just did and I don't know why. Okay, we're just not filming anything or showing anything right now. Put it on your face.
Are you pressing?
Pressing. Was that your hand? Okay, so we've pressed that open and now we're going to add 2 pieces here. And I'll just come over and again chunk. I just want to get to round 3 because that's where it gets kind of strange.
Are you pressing to the outside?
Yep, on these you press out. So
Okay.
you could press open if you want, but I'm afraid they'll come apart.
Lynn says it looks so perfect. It looks like you've been paper piecing.
And that's what's nice with the minis.
The mini ruler.
Uh-huh.
You can do small
It
pieces.
looks like you paper pieced it and you didn't.
That's cool.
Sorry, my thread. Okay, I'm undone. Kyle's got some weird top thread on here. And it's giving me fits. You can just put it on our face while we're talking.
You know what's going on, right?
I hope.
She's
So
sewing a 1/4 inch.
You can kind of step this out, but you really can't without
No.
wrecking.
Yeah, no.
You have to sew one on each side.
This is when you want your sewing machine right here, and you're pressing that right here. And you're cutting that right here, so you don't have to move. You just spin
You need
on your
one of those
chair.
teeny tiny, like those hand sewing machines, right?
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you're pressing to the outside again.
To the outside. Okay, so we're here. And so I know where I'm at. I count every time. 1, 2, 3. We are on step 4. Round 4. So my round 4, it's actually, I guess we got to get to round. No, I'm on round 3. 1, 2. I'm so confused.
Is the center considered a round?
1, 2, 3. Did I skip 4? I've only done 1 and 2, haven't I?
So let's just say that's 4.
1, 2. I think this is 3. I'm really good at demos, in case you were wondering. On this, it's round 3. So what you're actually going to do is use your round 1 block right here.
And so all of the instructions go through the rounds in your little insert that comes with the ruler, right?
Sorry, I haven't done this for a couple.
So if you get the ruler, you can come back and watch Jenny do this.
What I like to do, so rounds 3, 5, 7, and 9 are, I stick this little white square in my corner right there. Yep. And then you want to, this has a 1/4 inch seam allowance right here, and you just want to make sure you've got a 1/4 inch going on there. This is round 3. It's just confusing. So 1.
Lynn says, just stand on your rotating mat.
There you go. I need that.
Well, I told Jamin this was a sit and spin. Do you remember those?
Mm-mm.
The little, he was wondering what this mat was. And
What's a sit and spin?
A sit and spin is when you were little and you sat in that little circle and you had the wheel and you would turn it and you would go round and round and round.
Oh, and then throw up.
Am I really that old?
Maybe.
You're not that much younger.
I know. Okay, so we've done, that was round 3. I'm sorry, that was confusing. So I guess you count here. 1, 2, 3. Don't count your center
count
block.
The center.
Sorry. 1, 2, 3. So we are on round 4, which is going to be what color, Carolisa?
I think it's going to be blue.
Blue. Now, don't be alarmed because you've got that cut off. So you just need this piece to be like as long as from here to here.
So you don't want to cut it. It's got to be at least as long as your square.
Well, really, it's only going to be the triangle right there.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't even have to be that. I just do it just to be safe. Because, you know.
Yeah, Tana says she remembers them.
The sit and spins?
Mm-hmm.
I think I know what you're talking about.
At the end of
Don't
the
they make
third
you
round,
violently ill?
how big is your block at the end of the third round?
I'm not sure.
It looks like about 3.5 is how long that is.
I think this ends up to be like, there's a 4, 5, or 6 inch is what this will make.
Oh,
Just depends on when you want to.
this is the mini, so you're talking smaller stuff, which is really kind of fun for a ruler because that's when we want it to look real good. This machine does sound a little bit loud for a baby lock. It's probably because we're a little closer too. So
We got the microphone. You can turn that sound off, actually. Did you know that?
which sound?
The sound on the machine.
Oh, yes.
Just there to annoy your friends when you're sewing with them because you have
Yeah.
such an awesome machine. I was sewing with my mom once and she's like, turn that off. And then she got one. And so I harassed her and she was like, no, I like it. Okay, so like, see how there's a gap here? Doesn't really matter. We just need to cover this piece.
You mean these little corners that aren't filled?
Yep. So I'm just going to probably trim this in half. I think it'll be big enough. It will. It's not a super precise method, which is kind of why I love it.
This is a great way to use up your cute little scraps from a quilt. I mean, it wouldn't take very much to come up with a few of these blocks.
So I'm going to sew this real fast. Put it back on your face and talk to the people. I've never seen you so quiet.
I am kind of quiet today. Okay, Marcia says sit and spins were so much fun at adult parties. Have you ever had a drink you kneel on them instead of spin? Never tried that. That sounds pretty good. Okay, Anne wants to know, are you using 1.5 inch strips on every side?
1 1/4.
1.25 inch strips on each side.
Your center block is 1 1/2. Your center, and then your strips are all 1 1/4. And it tells you that right on the ruler. So even if you lose your thingy.
It's always helpful.
Okay, so we've done here.
Cute.
Yeah. Let me press that flat. I feel like my YouTube tutorial was better.
You know what? I'm quiet because I'm really just kind of learning here.
That's good.
I'm completely enthralled.
I need to get the mat smoother, don't I?
Okay, no, I just get rid of the extra threads. You know how I feel about threads.
I do. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We are on step 4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
So that little dotted line, I believe, is going to go in there. And then you've also got your center lines right here. I really screwed up that first one.
You know what? These rulers are awesome.
And this is kind of scary, but it works. Kind of cool. And then we will rotate. Just make sure you get that square going how it's supposed to be.
I can see where I would mix this up.
Yeah. And that is round 4.
Cool.
Do we want to keep going, or do we kind of get the gist?
Yeah. What happens? So you just keep going. Maybe talk about this very last.
So this is round 5.
Okay.
So I've sewn 5 on, pressed it open, trimmed it, and then 6.
Okay.
Pressed it on and trimmed it, which I think is probably about right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6, 7, 8.
These are both the same. Okay.
When you get to the end, I think it does have you, when you decide what size you want it to finish at, I think, and you can keep going, but you have to use the ruler slightly differently. And it tells you how to do it in here. Like, read your instructions. They're very good. But I mean, you saw how quick and easy that was to.
I just love that it looks like you've
piece it.
used teeny little pieces and you haven't.
I mean, we did that in what, like,
Well, we've been doing this for what, 20 minutes maybe?
did
the
this take
most?
20 minutes?
I don't remember. I've just been hanging out.
Okay. So yeah, when you get to your final block, it does give you a size. And it also gives you instructions on each strip side. If doing what I just did makes you crazy, there is a precise way of doing it. But
Well, you can just cut all your strips up to begin with.
I'm never sure what fabric I'm going to use, so I don't want to decide that until I'm going. You know?
I'm the girl who wants to decide what fabric I'm using before I get going. Unless I'm peeling from strips. You know, it might be kind of fun to just throw it in
go
there.
with it,
Just
right?
go with it. Yep.
So it has different directions for finishing 4-inch blocks. So if you get to the 4-inch and you want to stop, it'll tell you how to make your final corner. Same with 5 and 6. And you just follow those instructions. It's super easy and
Cool.
really well written. And
Yeah. Sherry says you were 15 minutes. You are Jimmy John fast.
Jimmy John.
I love
Thanks,
it.
Sherry. It felt like 2.